Hello everyone, Pete and Grada here from the Purple House at 4th in Tasmania, and today we want to address the people above 40 or over.
Well, it's also for young people, but today's post is really about a subject that we feel so passionate about, and we want to address the mature person, because sometimes when you go out into society, or you go to a healthcare practitioner or a doctor or a fitness instructor, and you're over 40, people, or 50, or worse, 60, people start to treat you as if you're over the hill and you should be behaving accordingly.
You should be preparing for a nursing home rather than a gym.
That's right, and we know some people, by the way, some of our friends who were in their 50s, and they already put their name down for their favorite, what do you call it, village or something, old people's village, right? So there is this push in society. It's like a gravitational pull that once you get to a certain age, let's say 40 or 50 or 60 or 70, like one of those big milestones, you need to start behaving in a certain way. And it means like, don't give up on your adventures and just start shrinking or something.
You have to be careful, otherwise you might break a bone.
Or don't do this because like you fall out of bed and all that, or worse. And actually people, because of that gravitational pull that's created by our society, people also start to really buy into their health problems, even if they're not major, by the way.
I had a guy used to come to me, and mainly for massage, but he would say, "Oh, I'm 50, I guess I can expect a few aches and pains being my age now."
No, and I say no.
I said, no, you have a complete new body in 12 months.
That's right.
And give it the things it needs, and it'll behave itself.
Yeah.
It'll stay good.
For sure. So we're not in denial about aging, by the way. Now the opposite, we actually want to invite you to like celebrate your life more and more so as you age, because you're not so busy anymore usually, like and so you start
you have a lot more time.
Right.
Usually when we get older, we start getting a bit more time. So we
hopefully,
have to start using that wisely on ourselves.
Invent your time and energy into your own beingness, into your own self, right? So every decade, let's say, well, at least every decade, see that as an opportunity to give birth to your new self. Or like, let's say I'm 60. What does Grada want to look like as a 60-year-old, right? I turned 60 in January, and it's really another chance to really think about, I only want to be doing things that uplift me and that support me, and I want to be surrounded by people. I want to have people in my life who will lift me and support me. And if there are like negative connections or toxic relationships, I'm not going to put any more energy into those, and they usually just die natural death. So I'm going to encourage everyone to do that. And then I start to think, I'll just talk about myself for a minute, if that's okay. This year I wrote my second and third book. So people say, well, why do you want to do that? Like, that's crazy. Why do you spend months and months writing? Like, of all my spare time goes into writing, and nobody knows if it's going to be a success or if it pays for itself. But it's just an impulse that I had, that I wanted to write a book. And Peter, he started to build a tree house, right? And that takes a lot of time as well. And so people go like, well, what's the point of that? So you hear people around you who will always offer you an opinion about, especially when you have a crazy dream inside of you, people will come along and knock it down. So
we had a program, we used to pick up the vibration of people's voice analysis, and one of the questions we'd ask people was, what's your dream? What's your that makes you most happy?
Makes you feel alive.
What would you like to do? And lots of people
don't know.
They didn't know.
No, I feel like always have a dream ready, have multiple dreams ready, because that changes your energy already. Just having a dream somewhere in a cupboard, and you never know.
What was that thing about imagination?
I don't know.
That creates things?
I don't know which one you mean, but I do know, like, if you want to be more connected to the universe, that connection is built on imagination and your intuition, by the way, and empathy. So those three qualities come as you get older. You have more time to cultivate those qualities, and they give your life a lot more meaning and purpose. So like every decade, I'll just talk about increments of decades now, and an opportunity to really strip your life of things that are hampering you, that are hindering you. Come and have an overhaul with either Pete or me, where we clean out your cell, help you clean out the cells of your body so they start firing like a young person again, or I can help you clear out your spiritual or mental toxins. And then you just feel so good, like you have energy for your dreams and passions, right? So I just wanted to go into some physical issues that people make a big deal of. Let's say you're 20 and you have brain fog and bladder infections. I'll just say something like this, right? You're not going to blame that on your age group, are you? But when you're 50 and you get brain fog and a little bit of forgetfulness and maybe a little bit of incontinence or UTIs, suddenly the doctor will say, well, that goes with your age. Even 40-year-olds, by the way, people say that. Whereas we want you to know it's nothing to do with your age. So we want you to start thinking of yourself, uncouple that in your mind, right? Because your body, like Peter said before, you have a completely new liver every 6 weeks, new eyeballs every 48 hours, new lungs every 6 weeks. Your hair grows a centimeter a month, on and on, your nails keep growing. Everything is geared towards life. So we want you to have a better life. And when you get older, you can spend more time being in a state of high energy, like a power machine, like, you're plugged into the power point more. And as you do so, you reach, it's like you're boosting the tide, right? And then as the tide rises, all the boats float higher. So that also means the younger generation benefits from your energy.
And the older people in our society, really, they need to be classified as the wise people of the society.
The wisdom bearers,
the wisdom bearers,
keepers.
but that isn't
something that we look at.
No.
But also, having said that, there are some people, humans, who live their whole life in an unawakened state. So they don't invest in themselves, they don't plan, they just let life happen to them, right? And then that really starts to show by the time you're 16, 17 and 18 and so on, because you're a victim of your circumstances. So, and those people don't necessarily have a lot of wisdom to share, but you can be different, right?
So we need to live by creation rather than reaction to our external environment.
Yeah.
Create our own environment. Create our life. Yeah.
And so that comes along with the decision, like every morning when you wake up, you say, well, I really appreciate myself. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm alive.
A gratefulness journal is an amazing thing.
Just a journal, full stop.
Well, yeah, but put things in it that you're grateful for every day as well.
Yeah. And just become more conscious about your life and what you have in life, and then really appreciate yourself too. That's what I want to say, because lots of people don't have much self-love, especially people our generation, I guess, but I mean probably people across the board. So self-love is something that goes with self-care and the choices that you make. That's something that you need to commit yourself to, like a journey of self-love every day. Just loving yourself for the silly mistakes that you make, loving yourself when you feel grumpy, loving yourself for growing a new wrinkle, and just showering yourself with love every day. That takes like a change in your mindset. So if you have physical problems, of course, Pete and I, we don't label you like we don't shut down because you are labeled 70 or 60 or 40 or whatever the word is. We look at what's going on with your cells. Why are your cells, the cells in your body, behaving in a certain way like that? And so Pete does his own testing, like he...
Biochemical, I look at the biochemical side of things, which shows how the cells are creating energy, and we need really to be living on cellular energy. So if we can get all those firing on all cylinders, then yeah, we have a far better energy and life. Yeah.
Your cells should be creating energy. That's what they designed to do, right? Right till your dying breath, by the way.
And when they're not making energy, they become sick, and that's when we start to become sick.
Yeah, that's right. So we actually love doing the detective work. Sorry. So, and when you are sick or have illness, or you feel like your joints are hurting or whatever, things you don't feel as free anymore as when you were 30. We look at why that's happening and what you can do to improve it, right? So, and then your body, with a little bit of guidance and a little tweak here and there, a little lifestyle change or a dietary tweak, it's often not very drastic, you suddenly start to get so much more mileage out of your body. And we're actually all for you. We want you to be in a state of high energy, right? Not just surviving or scraping the barrel day after day.
Now, there's two simple things that is actually the bottom rung of the ladder of good health that everyone can do, but it's so simple that people forget and don't do it.
What is it?
And everyone can do it.
What is it?
Drink adequate water, hydrate properly, and have minerals and trace minerals.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is salt. So a litre of water for every 30 kilograms of body weight every day, consistently, and then have a quarter teaspoon of Himalayan salt for every litre of water drunk. Those two things are amazing. They make amazing differences to people.
Well, true. I reckon you can add at least 10 years to your life.
Yeah.
And also the life that you have left is like amplified, right? Because the water has to go into every cell of your body, and the salt really helps all your hormones to be balanced as well, doesn't it?
It's the electrical current and everything in the body is... And
then the third thing, like on a physical level, would be eating, healthy fat. Sorry, I'm burping at my soup. So I just had some bone broth soup. So bone broth is really, really good as well, because it's full of nutrients. It's so full of nutrients that scientists haven't even found out all the nutrients that are beneficial in bone broth.
Plus, it's got a good lot of fat in it for good energy.
Yeah. So let's just talk about some common things that we see in people, like gall bladders. Pete, you want to talk about that? Women and gallbladder, there seems to be an affinity. So like mature women, so let's say 40 onwards.
When I first started nursing, it was 40-year-olds who were a bit overweight. They're fat and 40 and fertile. That's like the criteria for gallstones. But it doesn't.
That's very disrespectful. Yeah. But that was one way they were taught to remember. But
that's not the case now.
Because it's more like 20 now, isn't it? Hey?
But we create gallstones out of too much stored fat from too many sugars.
That's right. So just say it again. You create gallstones from carbohydrates and sugars, not fat.
Yeah. We store the excess sugars in the form of fat or cholesterol, and they get created in the liver or stored in the liver, and they get trapped in the gallbladder and calcify.
And so what can you do about that, just quickly?
You can get your body to use up the fat stores in your liver by creating most of your energy out of fats, and you can get rid of those gallstones naturally
by taking beet flow.
By taking beet flow to get the bile flow going, it dilates. We should have it coming. Dilates the biliary tubules, but then you can do a liver gallbladder flush and
with lemon juice and Epsom salts and
get the gallbladder and liver to squeeze them out.
olive oil. If
Flush
you
it
want
out.
that one, the hardcore liver flush, like real hardcore, I'll send you the recipe.
Because we need our gallbladder for proper digestion.
We actually had a 16-year-old girl, and she had this gallbladder disease in her family. That's what people say. Like her mom had hers removed, and her grandmother, and so on. And the 16-year-old girl had like gallstones that size in her
Very large.
gallbladder, and she didn't want a gallbladder removed. Neither did her mom for her. So she did the liver gallbladder flush, and she flushed out her gallstones and kept her gallbladder, which is great, because you need your gallbladder, because the gallbladder releases bile, which is very, very alkalizing or caustic.
Concentrated bile.
And actually your bile from the gallbladder sterilizes your small intestine, your whole intestine. So, and often when Pete and I deal with clients, and we say, well, when did you first start to go downhill, or when did that symptom appear? And they'll say, oh, well, 20 years ago or 25 years ago. And we say, well, what happened then? And they'll go like, well, nothing. And then suddenly they remember, oh, that's when I had my gallbladder removed. So there is a sharp decline in health when you have your gallbladder removed, even if you don't notice it immediately. And we usually say people who have their gallbladders removed need to supplement with beet flour and ox bile every meal to replace what's lost, so that your body doesn't gradually, sneakily go backwards. Even if it's years down the track though, those clients, we absolutely reinvent their bodies, right?
And people who have come to us without a gallbladder for health issues, they've improved greatly, and their digestive system has improved immensely as well.
That's right. So
never perfect again, because we need a gallbladder for it to be perfect, but we can get it running really smoothly.
Actually, I had a really powerful thought this morning when I woke up, about perfection, right? Because we're all so hung up on perfection, especially we see age as something imperfect, right? But actually, how about we just never think about being perfect or perfection ever again, and we swap that out for awareness, right? Because we all need more awareness around things. Awareness simply means like noticing how much water you drink every day, how many negative thoughts you have in your head, and just changing them over what makes you do things. That's called awareness or consciousness. I think if we all just did away with aiming towards perfection and just become more aware of who you are in yourself.
We've all got different ideas of perfection as well.
I know. I never really...
And society. Yeah.
I've never really subscribed to perfection. Probably.
Well,
not as much as some people in the room.
No, well, I said perfection. It's just how it ought to function.
Yes. Yeah. Just be more accepting of yourself, and then you actually start feel yourself relax, don't you?
Yep.
All right. So
some of us can be perfect.
This is another really great product. So like a scoop of this a day contains all the nutrients that your body needs on a daily basis, including all the probiotics as well, and proteins and greens and so on. So this is called Vital All-in-One. You just drink it in water or in a smoothie. So like people complain about their skin, right? We all feel very self-conscious as we age, because your skin loses its stretch, and you start to really notice all the lines, and we don't really like that because that's not perfect either, right? And so what are some really good things that you can do for your skin other than drinking water? Water and fats?
Water and fats, but you can...
collagen. Bone broth.
Yeah, bone broths.
If you don't like bone...
keeping your liver nice and healthy for the liver to get rid of the waste out of your body, then the skin doesn't have to do it.
No, that's right, but I'm talking about how can you make your skin glow nicely. So I've got the Ultimate Vitality Boost. You can download this free book from our website. So that contains 4 products. So this is like a package: beet flour, iodine, enzymes, and good bacteria, right? And because it's a package, it's cheaper than if you buy them all separately. So when people start to supplement with this on a daily basis, so this is a package that this is really all you need, people start to report how young you look, how your skin glows, your hair, your nail, your eyes are vibrant, and your friends and family and co-workers, they'll say, what do you want? Give me some of that. I want what you've got, right? And usually within a week to 2 weeks, there's an absolute marked difference. And that's because like all your body pathways start to work better, right? So what else? Loss of mobility. That just means you need to also tweak your diet and then probably do some stretching and stuff like that.
Yeah, movement and getting out in nature and
but Peter,
sunshine. We are told to protect our skin from the sun, but our skin loves the sun as well.
Yeah.
But flexibility, getting inflammation out of your system, your body. So a little bit extra magnesium and a pinch of borax.
Oh yeah, helps, this is all about borax.
That helps get calcium into your bones where it belongs, rather than calcifications in muscles and on the outside of joints. And
so this booklet is also free. Pete's talking about this right now. If you want to go to the website and click on this, download this booklet, and you can become fit like this lady. So calcium, just a word of warning about calcium. Calcium supplements make you old before your time. Calcifies your soft tissue, so that becomes hard, and it doesn't actually strengthen your skeleton.
And it pushes you into flight and fright, so you don't, your digestion doesn't work properly. And
Peter and I also feel the same way about vitamin D. We don't subscribe to the vitamin D push. You just need to get out into the sunshine and get the natural vitamin D on your skin, and that's enough.
And it's only 10 minutes of early morning sunshine or late afternoon. It's not, you don't burn your skin.
No, so
it's only just upper body for 10 minutes.
We've done emails and posts on vitamin D before. We believe it's a little bit of a scam, so if you want to read more, just go to our website and do a search in the blog, section where we have our blogs and stuff, and it'll show up and it'll give you all the details. However, we do feel strongly about iodine, and boron, so that's all available in our online shop. And of course, iodine is part of the ultimate vitality boost, like I said before, with blood flow and enzymes and good bacteria. That's basically what you need to stay young.
Those 4 things in that pack have helped thousands of people and improve their health and well-being. Which keeps us happy, allows us to achieve our dreams.
Well, the thing is, it's not about staying young forever. We say that sometimes, but it's about growing into your age group with awareness and with choices, right? And with knowing that you're in charge, you are accountable for your energy, for your state, for your frequency, and you have all this accumulated wisdom from your life that you need to share with everyone else. So you need to be in a state of high energy, right? But having said that, I also heard a really good advice from one of my coaches. She said, Grada, for every 10 years, women are allowed to, they have to give themselves permission. For every 10 years, you can give yourself permission to spend the whole week in bed. So let's say if you're 50, you're entitled to 5 weeks in bed. And that just helps you to see your life in perspective, because sometimes women in particular absolutely need space and they need to rest, right? So they need space to be away from everyone. So you go offline, you tell everyone, I'm not going to be disturbed, and you have enough, food in your room, and you just spend even 2 whole days and nights by yourself in your own bedroom without disruption, just to completely reset your body. That's really, really important. And I feel there's not really a supplement or another remedy that will replace that, right? And I've had clients who literally did spend a week in bed because they had aches and pains and mysterious problems, and after, several weeks, we decided, well, this is really what the body is calling for. And they came out of their bedroom a week later feeling like a new person. And it was just the best experience they had in their lives. Like just emptying your mind, no responsibility, just, you know, having the windows open, watching the curtains, blowing the breeze and hearing the birds, and just really having, being in that state, finding your off button.
And us fellas, when we're probably meant, we think we have to be doing things or creating things, just do it a bit slower and
with more awareness.
With more awareness and put your tools down every now and then and enjoy the things that are around you. It's amazing.
It's amazing how rejuvenating it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And look, we think we're too old to climb a tree, but we aren't. And when we get to the top of a tree, we can feel like
a little 4-year-old.
A young kid again.
Yeah.
It just does something to you.
That's right. So anyway, that is something we feel passionate about, right? So we appreciate you, everyone, like every age group and every ability, doesn't matter, right? Everyone is like a being of light and amazing, and everyone has the ability to come back from major setbacks, right? It doesn't matter if those setbacks are health-wise or relationship-wise or even finances. Like, you need to see every day as an opportunity, a new chance, you know, to be your best, to have your best life. And especially as you creep up in age, that becomes even more real. That's the gift in all of this.
But so, your chronological age and your biological age don't have to be
impacting you how you are today.
They don't have to be the same.
No.
Your biological age can be a lot less than the chronological.
Yeah. So when I got hit by a truck in 2006, and then I was in my recovery, and I was doing workshops, like healing workshops I was attending, and I was learning how to heal myself better. One of my teachers actually did have like a little machine thing then measured your biological age, right? And he measured my age. I think I was 47 at that point. I was 44 when I got hit by a truck. And the biological clock said I was 120 years old. And I probably felt like that because all my bones were still healing and everything. Wow. Anyway, but it didn't let it discourage me, right? Because like, I'm in charge of my health, and I know that the life force is there running the show, and I can turn up the life force and I can work with my body, and look, today I feel like amazing, and I want to feel even more amazing when I'm 70 and so on, because I want to be around to share all my gifts to my children and grandchildren, whoever else wants to know about me.
By then they'll probably be great-grandchildren.
Maybe, yeah. So don't let the outside world dictate the quality of your life. That's really what you. And if you need help or you want to overhaul or up level, come and see us, and our team will also help you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Have a good week.
Bye. Bye.